Now let's talk about the angle of the Muathe angle of penetration, or what I call the map. Right there. Now, all this refers to is if you take a look at a stock's trading history, you find that at the highest point of its accelerated move higher, there will always be a consistency in how the angle of the slope at which the RSI, and you can use this on a daily, weekly, or monthly time frame, or whatever time frame you're using, but you can look at the stock's prior trading history and see how the angle of the slope in the RSI looks like. The Muathe angle of penetration is in reality at the point at which a stock moves above the 68 level on the RSI. The angle at which it moves above that point is what we call the map. All right. Now, the higher this map or angle of penetration, the higher the rate of returns, or the more the stock is going to be in a heightened haste to get to higher prices. So you want to, now if you see a stock that moves above the 68 level with the RSI kind of just piercing it of the low angle of penetration, this point right here, know that the stock is not going to be a great mover unless it's really making its fast move to the oversold area, especially on a weekly or monthly basis. But so again, in recapping this, the Muathe angle of penetration is very important, just for you to notice that what the trading history of a stock is. It only takes you a brief second to look at a weekly chart, for example, and you want to see a stock that has consistently been having sharp RSI action over time, and to also try and see how it behaves at the moment of penetration above the 68 level. You want this angle of penetration to be steep. This tells you have a winner at hand, and you want to hold on to the stock as it moves above a 68. Now let's go and look at an example here. This was the #1 performing stock in 2006. Now, as it moved above this range right here. Now, what I want us to look at is the angle of penetration on the RSI. So now what we see is that we already have evidence. See this sharp, steep angle right there, and then this was really telling us what the stock does when it moves above 68. And notice at that point here, it did pierce the 68 level slightly on a sharp angle right there, and you see the stock actually, even though it didn't move much at the time, moved from around 270 to around 475. So I mean, that's a big move in a week, just based on that little observation. So we come back. So notice this point of penetration here was not very steep, and the stock, it kind of rolled over. There was not a steep penetration, but notice what happened. At the point of breakout, the angle of penetration, it's already at 69, actually around 70. The angle of penetration was very steep. Now you can see the angle of penetration is consistent with this angle here, almost consistent with this angle here, slightly consistent with this angle here, this angle here, and here. So this is what the stock does when it's really moving. It has sharp moves on the RSI, and the angle of penetration was very steep as it broke out of this level. Now this again was the best performing stock in 2006. Now notice what happened after that. It went on to gain a good 800% just in 06. Now, this was the angle of penetration we were talking about in the before chart right here. See how steep that was? At that point of penetration above the 68 level, very steep angle, and the stock goes on to rally over the next couple of months moving from around $2 to as high as $6 in a very short period. And notice again, the second time the stock has a weekly opportunity to move above 68. Look at the angle. Let me delete that. Look at the angle of penetration again, right here. Very steep. Again, steep angle of penetration, consistent with this one here. Again, so we know even at this, during this breakout here, that this is a stock that has a tendency to really move above 68 on a sharp angle. So we know we have a winner at hand. So that, ladies and gentlemen, in a nutshell, is the Muathe angle of penetration. It's very important to know how the stock penetrates the 68 level, and you can look at its trading history to have a glimpse of what kind of a potential it has. If the stock has low angle of penetration, every time it does that, don't expect to have a stock that can really skyrocket. It might be a gainer for you, but it's going to be a slow grinding process. Yeah, this is Eric Muathe at Muathe.com. Peace and blessings to you.